おい小僧。
お前にはそっち側にいてほしくねえんだ。
勝手にナルトのそばを離れるな。木陰からも直接頼まれている。わかりやすく言えば妖怪みたいなもの。わしはナルトの邪魔ばかりしてきた。
今なら俺を冷たい目で見てた人たちの気持ちも少しは理解できる。おめえの中の憎しみもどうにかしてやりてえと思ってる。お前の方から話しかけてくるなんてよ。
よく寝ておる。長い付き合いだ。己の身を削り。
胸じゃねえのか。人中力の時は胸にあったってばよ。なあ、昔この葉にあいつとそっくりな奴がいたのを知ってるか。
チャクラが尽きるのも構わず敵に向かっていきやがる。木陰からも直接頼まれている。勝手にナルトのそばを離れるな。わしはナルトの邪魔ばかりしてきた。わかりやすく言えば妖怪みたいなものだ。何を今さら。わしたち美獣をペットにしてきた。ナルト、わしはずっとお前のしてきたことを見てきた。本心は伝わってこん。お前がわしたち美獣のためによく寝ておる。長い付き合いだ。己の身を削り、チャクラが尽きるのも構わず敵に向かっていきやがる。なあ。この世界には人の運命を司る何らかの超越的な律。
なぜあんたがここにいる。死んだはずだ。
俺がその人中力だってばよ。こいつの力を使わねえ。
人の体に大穴開けといて慣れ慣れしいんだよ。こいつで蹴りをつける。その人を舐め腐った態度が。なんて野郎だ。川沿いというよりまるっきり川の中だぜ。こんなところを登って奇襲を仕掛けてくるとは思わない。
多重影分身の術。俺がその人中力だってばよ。
あんたがこうして俺の目の前にいる。俺と同じ目を持って俺の前に来いと。俺はもう俺に嘘をついた後ろめたさか、それとも真実を語る勇気がないからか。なぜあんたがここにいる。
そうでした。
このまま仙人化できるかもしれねえ。ペイン長くってこと。奴の言い分にわしの怒りが抑えられなくなった。 何らかの超越的な律、神の手が存在するのだろうか。
待てって言ってんだろうや。サスケー！待てって言ってんだろうや。
この世界には人の運命を司る何らかの超越的な神の手が存在するのだろうか。少なくとも人は自らの意志さえ自由にはできない。
よしやるぞクラマ。
これで
なまってねえだろうな。
バカいい、ありったけで行くぞ。
はっ
この世界には人の運命を司る何らかの超越的な神の手が存在するのだろうか。少なくとも人は
千里の利益のために第一次から第三次までの長きにわたり忍びはお互いを傷つけ憎しみ合ってきた。その憎しみは力を欲し俺が生まれた。かつて俺も憎しみであり力であり人中力で、そしてこの世界と人間を憎み滅ぼそうと考えた。だがこの葉の一人の忍びがそれを止めてくれた。千里の利益のために
神の手が存在するのだろうか。何らかの超越的な
Today I want to talk about Naruto's Baryon mode, its unique properties, consequences, and of course, whether other type beasts have this mode or not, and what powers and abilities they give to their Jinchurikis. Baryon mode is unique body transformation that was first demonstrated by Naruto in a battle against Ishiki Otsutsuki. After cornering our protagonists, Ishiki began crushing both Naruto and Sasuke in close combat. He didn't want to kill Boruto, but say breaking his bones is another matter. Naruto and Sasuke's combination work was not paying off. The enemy dominated in all physical metrics, and Boruto and Kawaki were the primary targets on defense. In this moment, Kurama realized responsibility and decided to sacrifice his own life and apply a new, unique mode, Baryon mode. Process of applying Baryon mode is like a nuclear reaction. Naruto and Kurama's chakra synthesized to reproduce a new type of energy. Naruto's chakra growth was so astonishing that it instantly threw Ishiki and Sasuke off balance, and Ishiki even momentarily recognized the 7th Hokage's power and ninja potential. Baryon mode greatly increases reaction, body speed, attack power, and elevates Naruto to a new, previously unseen level of strength. In this new mode, Naruto was able to react to black rods at a reduced size and grab them until they were magnified by Ishiki. Naruto was able to fight Otsutsuki equally in a close combat. holds the heaviest cubes that were summoned by Ishiki from his pocket dimension, and after each attack on Ishiki's body, Naruto passively shortened his lifespan, which further played no small role. Ishiki's body was disintegrating. He needed a vessel for further rebirth. He needed Kawaki, as Jigen's body couldn't withstand his power, and now it was destroyed too. And it was the Baryon's passive property, coupled with Naruto's increased reaction and speed, that essentially won the fight against such a dangerous opponent. But it is also worth realizing that the cost of Baryon mode in general is too much. In the event that the Jinchuriken the Tiled Beast decided to apply Baryon mode, the Tiled Beast chakra literally evaporates as he used that mode, and he himself is no longer reborn, leading to his complete, ultimate demise. And if Kurama's sacrifice was necessary to win and protect his Jinchuriki, then the question pops up: is this the last time we will see such a power mode used? Under certain conditions, will other Jinchurikis, as yet unknown to us, be able to apply Baryon, and will they be able to do so at all? But first, let's talk about Kurama and his death in the anime Boruto. Next episode is 217, which is entitled Resolution, and premieres on September 26th. After saying Sasuke, Boruto was looking at the attitude of Ishiki, and in that moment, he was 100% sure that Ishiki cannot kill him, because when the Otsutsuki arrive on the planet, one of them is eaten by the 10 tails, so that the Divine Tree grows, which absorbs all the energy of the planet and bears fruit, and that's why the Otsutsuki use karma to return to life. So Ishiki's plan is to sacrifice Boruto to 10 tails. Returning to combat, Ishiki admits that he cannot eliminate him, but that doesn't mean that he can't harm him, and although Boruto threatened to harm himself, Ishiki approaches him, knocks Sasuke unconscious with an incredible kick, and breaks Boruto's wrist. After recovering and being left behind, Naruto calls Kurama while running to Ishiki to ask him what they can do. At that time, Ninetales asks to Naruto what he plans to do against an opponent like this. Naruto answers that he has no idea what to do, but above all, he is a Hokage and wouldn't mind giving him his life for the welfare of the village and its inhabitants. At that moment, Kurama got a little irritated by the lack of plans, mentions that there is an option that could be useful, but that it was an idea of the last resort. Our Hokage complains why he had not mentioned it before, and the fox replies that if they use this power, they will have to pay with their lives. With that said, he leaves the final decision to Naruto. It is then that we will make our way to see the Baryon mode of Naruto. Naruto completely dominates Ishiki and rivals him. However, if Ishiki had more time left, he would be able to defeat Naruto. But Naruto's power in this mode is unrivaled. Before that, he couldn't even touch Ishiki, but in this mode, he was already on his level, if not even surpassing him. In the end, it was thanks to Baryon mode that Ishiki was weakened and finally defeated. Finally, we will now talk about episode 218. That episode will premiere on October 3rd. In this episode, Kawaki will also be involved in combat, as Ishiki brought him through the synthetic arm chakra that Naruto gave him, so in the end, Ishiki fails to put karma on Kawaki and disappears. Since his lifespan was shortened because one of the abilities of the Baryon mode is to reduce life extensively, the most surprising thing is that our heroes didn't have time to relax, because Momoshiki sees Boruto and attacks Sasuke with a kunai, destroying his Rinnegan. Momoshiki is happy, commenting that it was the second time that it flourished in this way. Kawaki reminded Boruto the promise that together they would stop Jigen. He begins to insult Boruto for allowing himself to be dominated and demands him to come to his senses. However, it's useless, because Boruto's consciousness is under Momoshiki's control. Desperate for his futile attempts, Kawaki proceeds to attack Momoshiki, who doesn't take much effort to dodge his attacks. In one of his attacks, Kawaki is wounded in the back, and Momoshiki admits that he could use his spite Naruto unable to move watch the fight between his two sons. in the distance full of frustration, since his body was too heavy for having used the Baryon mode and he couldn't move. Then Naruto meets his friend Kurama in his brain. Then unconscious Naruto meets his friend Kurama to have their last conversation. At that moment, Naruto thought that both he and Kurama wouldn't return, but Kurama confesses that the only one who must pay the price for using Baryon mode is him, and not Naruto. And this is where Kurama says goodbye to Naruto forever. Episode 219, that premieres on October 10th, is already titled Comeback. Here Naruto and company return to Konoha after dealing with Momoshiki. Unfortunately, the only one who didn't return was Kurama. Hopefully in the anime they give importance to a sacrifice, because in the manga they haven't even mentioned it, and that's disrespect. Kurama was the one gift from Naruto's parents, shortly after he was born. Even though at the beginning Naruto's life was very difficult for him to go through because of Kurama's presence in his body. He even cried and questioned why his parents could do that, but after the battle in the World War, those creatures like Kurama saved the shinobi world. Kurama was very important in the battle. With his chakra he had saved thousands of members of the Shinobi Alliance who were fighting at the time, and also became a link between Naruto and the others. For Naruto, Kurama is a partner who has given him everything. Without Kurama, Naruto wouldn't have gotten someone who really cared about him, since he was Genin. Then he wouldn't be able to get a rival who really admired his strength and fortitude and also protected everyone he loved. Not only that, Kurama can also be a father who teaches Naruto how to be a father, who must fight as hard as he can for his daughter. And for Kurama, Naruto was the only companion he had after he was living by Hagoromo at that time. Naruto's existence is very important to Kurama, who is even willing to sacrifice his own life for his little friend. Because of the closeness between them, Kurama knew very well that Naruto would hesitate and even reject the idea of using Baryon mode if Naruto knew from the start that Kurama would sacrifice his life. In the last remaining time, Kurama only intended to convey the truth about Baryon. Boruto's voice and his grip on his arm woke him up. Initially, Kurama was one of the innocent shards of 9 energy created by Hagoromo and is referred to a Biju. Because Hagoromo created them, these 9 beasts have considered him as a father. They went through childhood together with their respective traits. Kurama, with the form of the fox with 9 tails, has considered himself to be the oldest and also the greatest among Bijus. This pride has been ingrained since he was a child, but at the time of Hagoromo's death, Kurama couldn't hide his sadness. His sobs couldn't hold back, and he burst into tears. The final message that Hagoromo said is that they must experience a very tough life, and they must split into various regions of the shinobi world. They had to be patient until someone would appear who will inherit 9 paths like Hagoromo and would reunite them. Years have passed, and Kurama, who has been taught about peace and not hurting each other, tries to live in peace. However, as his size and strength increased, people began to think of staying away from him and fearing him. Kurama tried to stay away from humans to avoid chaos, but humans who wanted strength tried to capture and have it as their weapon of war. As a strong being, Kurama wouldn't want to submit to anyone other than Hagoromo. The more he fought back, the more he was seeing how strong he was, and also more and more villagers wanted Kurama to be on their side. Kurama, who initially didn't want to harm humans, like what Hagoromo thought, became very hateful to them. Moreover, some of those humans have managed to control him for their own interests. The first time, Kurama was controlled by Madara, when he wanted to defeat Hashirama and destroy the village and all these clans there, but Madara was defeated, and because Kurama's strength was so great, he was sold into Mito Uzumaki. Before Mito's death, Kurama's existence had been transferred to Uzumaki Kushina, and again he felt confident. He has a large body and too much strength. He must live in the cells and nails that are stuck in his body. Hagoromo's promise about a savior came for him. he began to not to believe anymore. His days in shackles were spent thinking about opportunities so that he could be free and destroy all mankind on earth. When Kushina gave birth, that's when her soul started to weaken. Although Kurama was free from these shackles, he didn't expect that his presence had been evaded by Obito Uchiha, who was able to control him again. Again, he is under the control of a small creature, who continues to interfere with his life. After Obito's one-sided contract was destroyed by Minato, Kurama, who should be free, returns to being sealed into the body of a human child who was just born. Not wanting to feel the same pain as in the previous seal, Kurama tried to put up a fight. However, it was in vain because his strength was being resisted by Kushina. So half of him has been sealed into Minato's body, but his life in Naruto's body, that changed him. Naruto teaches him the meaning of life, who tries not to hate even when he is hurt. Even if someone he loves has been killed by his enemy, Naruto has tried not to let his hatred control him. As time went on and Kurama paid attention to Naruto's life, Kurama began to understand the meaning of life, and he made Naruto his life partner. He also continued to help Naruto. The two of them have been through various battles, and since childhood, Kurama has been Naruto's savior from various fatal attacks that nearly killed him. Kurama is not just a companion in arms or a god of protection for Naruto. He was more than anything else, just like the current Naruto family. Maybe the fight against Ishiki is his last sacrifice to Naruto, but everything that Kurama has given to Naruto will not end.